Now, in this module, we're going to talk all about commanding attention and establishing authority as a leader. Because in this module, we're going to explore the techniques and strategies that leaders such as yourselves can use to command attention and establish authority through body language and nonverbal communication. In any leadership role, it is crucial to be able to capture the attention of your audience, whether it's a team meeting, a negotiation, or a public speaking event. Commanding attention and establishing authority can help you build trust, respect, and credibility with your teams, clients, as well as other important stakeholders. So let's take a look at some key techniques that you can employ to command attention and establish authority. Now, the first technique has to do with your vocal tone and volume, because one of the most effective ways to command attention is by using a strong, clear, and confident voice. What I recommend is speak at a moderate pace. Sometimes speaking too fast, people think that they appear smart, but actually they appear a little bit rushed and unconfident. So, as a leader, it's important to speak at a moderate pace so you can articulate your words clearly and also vary your tone and volume to keep your audience engaged. We don't want to speak in a monotone way. We want to change up the pace, we want to change up the volume, emphasize key parts of your monologue or any conversation that you're having to appear engaging. Now, another thing that's very important is a confidence posture. This goes a long way and is absolutely essential for establishing authority. Whether you're standing or you're sitting, look to stand or sit tall with your shoulders back and your held high. This not only conveys self-assurance and competence, but also makes you appear more assertive and in control. Now, as we mentioned earlier, eye contact is also crucial for building trust and credibility. It also helps you command attention by demonstrating your focus and engagement. So, whoever you're talking to, maintain a high level of eye contact so you can actually appear engaged and in control. Avoid looking down or at the sky or getting distracted. Eye contact is absolutely key. Now, another important part, which doesn't get discussed enough, is purposeful movement. Use purposeful and controlled movements to emphasize your points, creating a sense of dynamism and engaging your audience. So, what I mean by controlling and using purposeful movements is we don't want to overdo it. Right, we don't want to pace or fidget or use exaggerated gestures that can be distracting and actually can convey nervousness and uncertainty. So, small, concise, purposeful, and controlled movements is the way to go. Now, pausing. This is a very, very interesting and successful strategy used by the best leaders. Have you ever seen Barack Obama speak? He always used to employ pausing during his monologues. So, strategically use pauses to give your audience time to absorb your message, create anticipation, and add emphasis to your points. So you can see that in the past few seconds, I started pausing just to give you guys some time to absorb my message and add some emphasis to my point. So as a leader, this is a very, very great technique to employ. And it can also give you a moment to collect your thoughts and regain your composure if needed. This really helps with public speaking as well because pausing allows you to avoid the ums and the ohs and all these words that those filler words that you use in the middle of speaking. So doing these strategic pauses can also help with your speech as well. Now, these are some key techniques for commanding authority, but next, let's look at some advanced techniques that you can implement right away to actually go ahead and command attention and establish authority. Now, the first advanced technique that I want to talk about is called mirroring and matching. What you want to do is you want to subtly mirror the body language, the tone, and gestures of your audience so you can establish rapport and create a sense of connection. So whoever you're talking to, whoever your audience is, whoever you're interacting with, whether they be important stakeholders, match the energy level of the person in front of you. so you can actually better understand their perspective and adjust your communication style accordingly. However, be cautious not to overdo it because it can come across as a bit unauthentic and also a little bit mocking as well. So, all I'm saying is if the person you're talking to is very bubbly and happy, try to match that energy. Right? If you see an audience is very energetic, go for it. Add a little bit of a volume to your voice or some, exaggerated gestures here and there in a controlled manner. Whereas if your audience is a little bit professional and conservative, that's the way to go. So mirroring and matching is a great way to form that connection and also command attention and establish authority. Now, another great tip I wanted to uh, present is the power of touch. Now, appropriate touch, right? Appropriate touch, such as a firm handshake or a gentle pat on the back, can convey warmth, trust, and confidence. So, in certain situations, a well timed and appropriate touch can also help to establish authority and strengthen connections with others. So, when we want to do this, we want to be mindful of cultural differences or personal boundaries, but when the person you're communicating with is right, when it comes to the level of your relationship, when the situation is correct, adding a bit of a personal touch can really go a long way in helping you command attention and establish authority. Now, another great point I want to talk about is choosing the right color because the colors you wear can have a subconscious impact on how others perceive you. And research has shown that certain colors, such as the navy blue, black, and darker red, are often associated with authority and power. So consider the psychological effects of colors when choosing your attire for important meetings or important presentations. And these are always good colors that you can go with if your goal is to command attention and establish that authority straight off the bat. Now, another great point to consider is emotional regulation. And this is all about leaders who can effectively manage their emotions and project calmness and composure in high pressure situations are more likely to command attention and establish authority. Think about the leaders that you look up to. Do you know them for being calm, being calculated, being unfazed when it comes to high pressure situations, or do these leaders that you look up to are often frenetic and panicking? Usually it's a calm leaders that really go ahead and project that attention and authority. So when it comes to this, developing emotional regulation skills such as deep breathing, mindfulness, self-respect, reflection, everything that we will go through as we go on with the course can actually help you maintain control over your body language and nonverbal communication, even in challenging circumstances. So, overall, guys, I hope that through this module, we've gone over some of the techniques and some advanced level strategies that leaders like yourself can use to command attention and establish authority through body language and nonverbal communication. However, guys, we're just getting started. I'll see you in the next module, and let's continue to go deeper into the world of body language and nonverbal communication for leaders.